Well, let's bring in, as we do every Tuesday, the splendidly informed former executive assistant to the former American President Ronald Reagan, Peggy Grande. And in America, as in Australia, the economy is all the talk. So, Peggy, thank you for your time. But people say that when America sneezes, Australia gets the flu. Joe Biden campaigned on a slogan, "Build Back Better." He would end the pandemic, he said, and the restrictions. And on the other side of the pandemic, America would be stronger and richer. More electric cars, less dependence on fossil fuels, improved infrastructure and higher wages. Peggy, is it build back better or build back broke?
Well, thank you, Alan, for always having me on. And I'm sorry that we're sneezing our bad policy ideas all over you. We see nothing but build back broker. And this government is overspent. It's causing the inflation, and they're waving their hands at the problem, acting like they don't know what to do. The American people know what to do, and it's reverse course. But it seems like this administration is unwilling to do so. So it's making people think maybe this is a feature of the plan, not a flaw of the plan. The American people are getting very worried and concerned that this administration seems not to know or want to pivot in a positive direction. This is building us all back broker.
Yes. I mean, Kevin Hassett, I saw comments from him, the former chairman of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, and he said, quote, "We're looking right now at a calamity, something quite unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime." Peggy, is that how you see it and other Americans are seeing it?
Absolutely. And they're not only changing course, they're doubling down, and they're playing the blame game. They're acting like they are not causing the problem. So they're trying to blame Republicans who aren't even in power. They're blaming Putin, who a lot of these problems happened before he even invaded Ukraine. And in some instances, they're even blaming the consumer ourselves. So this administration is totally out of touch. And then you have people like Secretary of the Treasury, Janet Yellen, who is saying, well, we're not sure we're headed into a recession. I think it's just an economic slowdown, when everybody else is saying, if we're not in a recession already, one is imminent. And these are the same people who told us that government spending would not cause inflation, and then said, oh, well, we underestimated it, or we were misguided. So this White House does not have a messaging problem. They have a public policy problem.
Absolutely. And it's the same here, I've got to say. Public policy, the big issue. Like inflation there in your country is 9% in the year to May. That's the fastest growth since 1981. Peggy, do Americans believe the Biden administration, to put a simple question, you most probably already answer this, steer America through the crisis? I mean, the stock market is down 20% since January. And for the benefit of our Australian viewers, I mean, consumer confidence in America is at its lowest level since the 1940s. The price of petrol has exceeded $5 a gallon, more than double what it was a year ago. Grocery prices have risen by 10%. The price of eggs by 30%. Airfares are up 40%. And the average interest rate on a 30-year home loan has risen to almost 6.3%, the highest since 2008. Does the Biden administration just raise their hands and say, oh, well, it is as it is, and let's get on with things? They don't seem to have any answers to any of this.
Well, of course they could fix it. Joe Biden is arguably the most powerful man in the world. All the people who work for him have that power behind them, and they've chosen not to exercise it in a way that benefits the American people. And what's worse is they're pretending like the American people don't know what's going on, and they're trying to tell them, oh, it's not as bad as you think. But the American people are smarter than that. They see the price of gas, the price of food, the lack of baby formula, the wide open border, crime on our streets, and they know who's to blame for all of these policy failures. And they're going to start holding this party and that president accountable starting in November.